Inside the Blackwood Pharma building, a woman's voice played over the speakers, explaining that she specialized in determining how a drug affected the human body before its release to the public. In the elevator, Claire listened to the pre-recorded message. She was assigned a room, which was a shared space. She shared the room with two other girls, one of whom was named Allison. Allison could not stop talking, which annoyed Claire. All the drug testers were called to a common area. They waited for further instructions and soon realized that the Wi-Fi was not working. The trial supervisor was Dr. Burke. The test was for the first stage of BRN-14 and was set to take place over the next 5 days. The dosage started at 25 mg and increased to 85 mg. The trial was called double-blind, and participants were closely monitored. Each participant received their first pill. During lunch, Claire got to know the other participants and learned that many of them had volunteered for such trials before. Paul told Claire that Vanessa was a homeschooled child raised by Orthodox religious parents. The participants were carefully monitored for side effects, and at one point, Claire refused to give a urine sample because she felt it was too much. She soon experienced her first side effect, vomiting. She stepped outside for fresh air and met Amir, who was in the same situation. He told her that Blackwood had contacted him about the trial, and he decided to participate to showcase himself as a team player since he wanted to intern with the company. That night, Claire struggled to sleep and woke up to find the beds next to hers empty. She wandered into another room and found the others gathered, as none of them could sleep. Dr. Burke administered an injection to all of them, calling it a treatment for mild insomnia. Allison and Claire played a game of chess. Claire noticed a notepad and asked Allison if the sketches inside were hers. Allison confirmed that they were. Claire realized that many of the sketches were of Paul, and she teased Allison about it. Meanwhile, Dr. Burke spoke to her superiors, concerned about the severe brain inflammation developing in the participants. Claire and Allison discovered lab rats and discussed their situation. Claire thought it was good that they at least had a roof over their heads, but Allison disagreed, saying they had no freedom. Allison also realized that Claire had no one waiting for her after the trial ended. Dr. Burke later informed the participants that the trial had taken a new direction. The goal was now to see how long each of them could go without sleeping. While undergoing a scan, Claire started hearing voices. Over time, Claire and Allison grew closer. The dosage was increased significantly, and the participants were hesitant to continue. However, they gave in when Dr. Burke offered an additional $30,000 payment for their participation. The group decided to celebrate by dancing and drinking. Allison and Claire danced together. Claire started feeling extremely tired and decided to inform Dr. Burke. Meanwhile, Dr. Burke pleaded with her superiors to halt the trial, as the participants' immune systems were being destroyed. Later, Claire was insensitive toward Allison, which upset her. Allison walked away to be alone. Meanwhile, Amir sneaked into Dr. Burke's office. Amir, a medical student, examined brain scans and realized the severity of their situation. Claire later sought out Allison to apologize but found her bleeding and convulsing before she died. Dr. Burke was in shock upon discovering Allison's condition. Suddenly, a security breach triggered a lockdown of the entire floor. Everyone, including Dr. Burke, attempted to escape, but as the door closed, she was impaled by the door spikes. Her final words were, "I'm sorry." With the entire floor in lockdown for 24 hours, Amir warned the group that if they fell asleep, they would die. The others attempted to break down the door, but Amir explained that it was an automated system and would not budge. He distributed 5 smelling salts to each person, instructing them to use them only in emergencies. He also warned against taking stimulants, as they could make things worse. Paul recorded a video documenting everything that was happening inside Blackwood Pharma. Amir examined Claire's brain waves and found something terrifying, but he quickly shut his laptop without telling her. Claire recorded a video message for her mother but deleted it after recording. Meanwhile, Ray became increasingly paranoid and quoted the Bible to Vanessa, who snapped at him, saying she no longer believed in God. Amir started hallucinating as well. Claire examined the brain inflammation scans but struggled to interpret them. She then found a list of the participants and, in her case history, discovered that she had been deemed perfect for extreme drug trials due to her complex background. She later talked to Vanessa and learned that she had a troubled past. Another participant died from hallucinations. As Claire began losing her grip on reality, she burned her hand to stay awake. She told the group they needed to break through the walls to escape. Amir insisted that it was impossible. But they tried anyway. For a brief moment, they believed they had found an exit, but it was blocked just like the door. Claire decided to talk to Amir, but Ray and the others accused Amir of being involved with Blackwood Pharma. Claire confronted Amir, and he admitted that he was the reason they were trapped. They returned to the others, who declared that Amir could not be trusted and tied him up. Claire volunteered to take Amir's solution, and Amir instructed Paul on how to prepare it. However, Vanessa died soon after. As her lifeless body lay there, Amir began laughing maniacally, prompting Claire to threaten him with a knife to his throat. She told Amir she would come back for him. Then she and Paul set out and discovered a secret room. Amir's hallucinations worsened. He saw Dr. Burke urging him to fight back, convincing him that the others had abandoned him to die. Claire and Paul debated whether to escape alone. Suddenly, they heard horrifying screams and rushed back to find Amir stabbing Ray to death. Amir was still hallucinating, believing Dr. Burke was commanding him to kill 2 more people. Claire and Paul fled. Paul attempted to record another video for proof but was burned alive inside a room. Claire managed to escape from Amir. The countdown to the doors unlocking reached 30 seconds. Amir collapsed, and just as the countdown ended, the doors opened. 3 individuals in doctor's coats entered. Amir awoke, unsure if what he was experiencing was real. But before he could react, he was shot dead. The team checked the bodies to confirm everyone was dead. Claire, however, pretended to be dead by covering herself in another person's blood. When the bodies were taken out, she escaped from the transport vehicle. In the final scene, Claire was seen in a hospital. A message from Blackwood played, stating that Dr. Burke had conducted rogue experiments and that Blackwood had no knowledge of them. They claimed their focus remained on creating a brighter future through medicine. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.